Action.
Yeah. So this is your Carrier ZS thermostat for your rooftop unit. Like I was telling them as well, you have a thermostat for each of the zones. They all look the same. There's nothing different to this one, to that one. It's just all in a program of what we're allowing to do. Now, on here you have your power button, which we've actually disabled so that nobody can come over here, and I recommend to leave it that way. So nobody comes over and says, hey, I'm hot or cold, and I power it off. That's not gonna happen. We're not gonna let the unit go down from that. And then you have your up and down. So there's no heating or cooling switch like dials. If you think residential, think your house, there's none of that. There's no fan on buttons or anything like that. Really all you're doing from this screen here is you're going up or you're going down, and I have to go unlock it. But, you're going up and down from that value, and you'll go.
Go ahead, you go fast.
You'll go up your 2 degrees that we're allowing, or you'll go down your 2 degrees. And on this screen, actually, you can see here, so you have your main value, which is in the middle, your 72. That's what this thermostat is actually reading. On the bottom side, you have a flame, which is 68. That's our heating set point. And then on top, you have the snowflake showing 72. So we're at 68 and 72. Those are those set point values that we talked about. And we're just right here at the cuff of 72 degrees. So if not, this unit's gonna initialize cooling, if not in the next minute or so. Okay. And they're kind of all the same. Now, when you go through it.
So on here, do you know what the set, I'm sorry, you just said that the set point of it? So I know it says 72 in the middle, but that's what the actual is, correct?
That's the actual.
And then the upper level is 72 for cooling and 68 for heating.
Right. If you look on here, there's.
So we'll just have to know that, okay, if we got a 72, 68, that the set point's 70.
Correct.
Yep.
Yep. And when you adjust this value, I'll change the computer in a minute, those points that we talked about, and we'll come back and we'll show it. So when I actually, let's say I go 2 degrees down, that 68 is going to go to 62. And that 70 is going to go, 72 is going to go down to 70. Those values will jive with what you're adjusting. So right now we have no adjustment. We're at 0. So we're at our base set points, which is 68 and 72. Yeah. And then we'll move on to a VAV one. I think I was showing you as well, the info button. The info button will give you some values that you can read, and through the closeout document, you'll get a couple of the codes, and then you can reference those codes to what you have. So if you hit the info button here, 94 degrees is our outdoor ambient. If we click the next one, oops. This is a CO2 value. We're not reading CO2 for this particular space. If we move on to the next value, 304, I know that that is a supply air temperature. In the document, you'll have a list of codes that you can reference, and you'll actually see this again work. So it's 78 degrees right now. We're in a fan mode. We're sitting in that dead band. We're just at 72. So as soon as it hits 73 and makes that adjustment and goes into cooling, you'll actually see this value step down, probably to 55 degrees, which is what you're demanding for a VAV rooftop unit. And then that's it. And that's all you kind of have, those couple values, and then it works you back to after you let it go, it works you back to the main page. There it is.
So just out of curiosity, I don't have the zones memorized here. What zones are available in the office space?
We'll have there'll be a zone map with closeout documents.
Right. And then we have them labeled on the thermostat so that you could reference what's going on at the actual tablet. So I know there's one in this office right here.
Or AJT.
This is VAV number 1. And you'll have a similar label for each of the zones that you walk around and see. So this VAV1, let's say this room isn't, that's going to be the same name that's on the tablet. Anything that you see on our devices is going to jive with what's going on at the computer.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is the same thing. Like I said, we got to make those adjustments now that we're going to give them some room to work with the thermostats. We're out of construction here now, so we could give some leeway.
Yeah, they don't like to give us any options.
You're either going to be super hot or super cold.
Yep.
So that's about it for the thermostats. Again, the power button doesn't do anything. I would never even recommend undoing that value, just so that we don't have people turning off the equipment.
Right.
And that's it. The thermostat's nothing more. You have two little screws here on the bottom, so this thing's not coming off the wall. Your temperature value that you're reading is actually right here. You have an open portion of the thermostat. If you look down there, it's facing on the back side.
And there's no batteries or anything with them, right? That's all run off of
power from the controls.
Power from the controls, right?
That's it. So no, but yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, no batteries. You're not gonna have to pop these off the wall every 6 months or so.
Oh, good, because that would fall to me.
No. And that's it. Now again, you actually, another thing, you have this green light. That green light lets you know, hey, I'm active, I'm powered, and I'm communicating. If this green light is not available, that means that you're not communicating with the box. And if it's not available, you'll actually probably see the screen say ERR, or it'll say like CFG configuring. Maybe we lost power and it's coming back. Configuring, if you see that page, is a good page. It means that you're working back. But if you do see the ERR, you know, something happened to the box or something's going on with the thermostat, you know.
So just to clarify, configuring means it's recovering from something?
Correct.
Okay.
We just lost power and we're getting power back now.
Got it.
And then in the document, you'll have all the few codes that this thing's going to give you, and then your number sequence, which will let you know, like, hey, 304, what is that value again? You know, and then you can see supply air, outside air, and stuff like that.
Okay.
And now this one here just controls this room.
This zone here,
Okay.
right?
So when you say zone, that's kind of what, is it just this room, or is it this room and out there, or?
It depends on the zone. There'll be a map with it that will tell you, like, that thermostat controls this X, Y, and Z, this room, and maybe one diffuser out there, or whatever the case might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, yeah, because for instance, like this room here, if we could change like settings in here, because like this room here realistically isn't going to be used every day. This is for auditors when they come in, so
We want them uncomfortable.
yeah, so they get in and out. Man.
Right.
But
Yeah, just off of that, like I said, a lot of this, nothing has to be global here. On the VAV side, everything is per zone, and like he was saying as well, you do get, it may take care of this, and it may take care of a single register. I don't know off the top of my head, but when that map comes in, you'll be able to see exactly how much is being controlled by one zone.
hopefully it's this one and that one, because then we can make Alana uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, without her knowing.
Well, and if you want, I can get a printout of that,
Yeah.
and we can display it somewhere or put it somewhere, or, you know, if you want to put it in the electrical room or something like that.
If it could be in there, like
We can put it right next to that,
boxes,
to the system.
Your guys' boxes or whatever. If we put it like right next to there, then we can.
Sure.
Then it's easy to
Mhm.
Yeah,
reference.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, we can do that.
Mhm.
Sweet.
Cool.
You guys, anything on the stat?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Green light.